right?
Thanks for saving my water, man.
My spine in half doing that.
I appreciate you saving the water that I have in my jug.
Listen, I don't know what kind of water that is. All right, ready. Danny, you're going to start off. 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to another episode of On the Couch. And I'm one of your hosts, Danny Cardozo, and I am with...
Oh, that was.
Oh, wait. Aren't you the one that's supposed to be doing this?
It's okay. This is good.
Let me rub my eyes. I'm sorry, guys, but
Behind the scenes, we're doing things.
behind the scenes, you get punched in the face. But you got to deal with it. You got to go and go and go.
So, Johnny, start this off. Let's go.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of On the Couch. Guys, where we get real. We talk about the ins and outs of being an entrepreneur. We talk about mindset conditioning, coaching, and what it takes to really succeed, especially in this day and age. Sometimes we have guests, and sometimes we have
Just us.
just us. And today you guys get the lucky Danny and I. I am one of your hosts, Johnny Supa, and we're here with
Danny Cardozo.
Let's Rock and Roll.
Now, I want everyone to understand that in preparation for the podcast, you guys are still conducting business.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're having good days. Sometimes we're not having good days.
Yep.
The question I have for you is, how do you guys deal with those ups and downs on a daily basis? Not just one-offs.
I could tell you this right now. Me and Danny are two total polar opposites.
How so?
Well, Danny's cool like a cucumber
I'm wondering why Nick has walked by about 10 times today.
because he's dealing with a file that is giving him a headache, and he's doing everything he can to accommodate for the clients, and they're just not cooperating with him. It's just difficult.
So he's taking a lap.
Yeah, he's going for a walk. He's in his car. He's probably yelling and screaming because we know that we're recording right now. Guys, like, that's what people don't see. Like right now, like I'm dealing with a file, and we're talking about it earlier, and you're talking about how do we deal with certain things.
Correct.
I wear every emotion on my sleeve. You know if I'm in a good mood, and you know if I'm in a bad mood. It's just, that's the way I've been. I can't change that. I know some people say, oh, you shouldn't let people know your emotion. I mean, like, fuck, like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And, you know, Danny gets it all the time too. Like, oh, Danny, you're so quiet. And it's like, fuck, like, is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Fuck off. Like, who cares? Like,
It doesn't bother me.
no, I know. Yeah. Like,
Of course it doesn't.
yeah. See, that's
Nothing about this, Danny. So that's where I wanted to go with this. But now there's something that I have to get off my chest. You're talking. It's now 3 episodes that you've been talking about this so-called blue bag.
yes.
Now, please.
I thought it was going to be like a bag.
I thought it was going to be a
What do you mean?
bag.
Bag?
Bag, like a bag.
What's in this bag? Baguette.
I can honestly say the beginning is in this bag. I don't talk about it. I probably brought it up in maybe 1 or 2 of our calls in the past.
Sure.
But that's probably what I'm going to talk about now, because not every day is the same in this business, and I think in life in general. But when you're in this particular, it's not like you have this mundane job where you go and you do a task and you're paid by the hour, or you have a salary and you get something. Like, I had a whole month of October where I went over and above. Even Danny told me several times, Johnny, stop, Johnny, stop, Johnny, stop. You're overdoing it. And I just over serviced, and in the end, I got nothing out of it. Absolutely nothing. And that's just what happens in this business. It happens for a lot of us that are in this space, in business for yourself. You can go and do a job, you can misquote it and lose money. You probably put more time and effort. I hear it from my brother all the time. He's like, shit, like, I charged $1,000 to paint this room, and then I have 7 comebacks because they moved into the house and they kept smashing the furniture against the wall, and I had to come and re-roll that wall 3 times. Like, sometimes it just happens that way, and that's just the way it is. You get punched in the face. And yeah, the emotion stuff, like, I wear it on my sleeve. Like, you know it if I'm not feeling it. But is it right or wrong? I don't know. And like Danny says, I really don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. I'm going to continue being me, and Danny's going to continue being him. But, you know, where it started in this journey, and I think this is something that we should all talk about, is I don't think a lot of people write down their goals, like physically. Write it down.
I was actually thinking about that today.
Like writing things down?
No, writing my goals down.
Yeah, you should.
What my goals, because 2024 is almost over.
So this year is the beginning of my goals journey. And unfortunately, I can't put all my years because I write them 5 years at a time. And as of recently, I've changed that to 7. So I've been writing my goals 7 years. And I got into this business 7 years ago in 2018, 17, 18. So it's been 7 years since I've been enrolled in this mortgage business. But these here go back to when I first ever started writing my first goals. And my good friend Jimmy, when I worked in the car industry, I was starting to get my momentum. I was getting good in business. And he's like, Johnny, he goes, you're finally starting to get the grasp of this business. I think it's time that you start to set some goals. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, go let me know what you want to do and what your next 5 years look like. And I'm like, oh, okay. I went back to my desk, and within 30 seconds, I came back to him with one piece of paper. And he looked at me. He's like, no. He goes, dig deep. Give yourself some whys. Like, why do you want to do this? What do you want to achieve? What are the rewards you want at the end of the goals? And I'm like, okay, but why? Why do I got to write this down? He's like, because it'll come true. And for me, it worked. It worked tremendously. And actually,
You're gonna share a few with us?
Yeah. So year 1, my 5-year plan, Johnny Supa. This is what I wrote. To learn, this is crazy,
Hold on. Is this like in your...
This is my early 20s. I'm 40.
So you're reading, you've kept something like this from your early 20s. It's amazing.
20 years you've kept it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've kept this for 20 years. This is year 1. This is crazy.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm at Martin Grove Volkswagen. This is 2007, I think.
Gee.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm in my mid 20s. Okay. So about almost 20 years ago. My 5-year plan, Johnny Supa, year 1. And again, I've gotten a lot more absorbed and a lot more in depth with my visualizations and affirmations and vision boards and so on. But it's crazy, the accomplishments. But to learn and absorb as much as possible to help me succeed at my career, also to have a habit of making my job my first priority. It's crazy because at the time I didn't have any other priorities. I was a fucking street punk. That's what they called me. As far as income, I would like to make. You ready? What does anybody? Do you want to guess what I put down for my first year?
60 grand.
50.
45,000. That was my goal.
That's not
20 years.
far-fetched.
No, I mean,
Back then, like 60,000 was 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, or 120,000 now, let's say.
Yeah. Year 2, I want to keep learning. My goal is to become Martin Grove's #1 sales rep. I would like to put enough money aside to have a down payment for a home and also buy a ring for my girlfriend.
Wow, this is giving me goosebumps, man.
Crazy, eh? And then my earnings was 60,000. Year 3, I wanted to be the #1 rep and possibly get a raise or a promotion to sales manager. What a fucking stupid wish that was. Plan a wedding and move into my home. So at this part, I've already bought the home, right? But nothing's happened yet. Year 4, get married, continue to grow, succeed in my career. At this point, I want to beat Louis Rocco, which Louis, I'm calling you out. I want to get you on this couch. He's a good friend of ours. I think we should get Louis on there.
Pine View, right? Is that where he was?
Louis Rocco started at Mazda washing cars. His story started, and then he became a sales guy at Volkswagen. Then he went to BMW. Then he went to Ferrari for a few years, and now he's working at Grand Touring. And love the guy. He's actually one of the reasons why I got in the car business. But we'll talk about that another time. I want to beat Louis Rocco. Unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to beat Louis because he left and went to BMW. But I did kick his ass. Not even gonna lie. Obviously, I want to work off my portfolio, which is no different than now, and I want to make 100K. By year 5, I wanted to get to a certain point and so on and so forth. But I want to put this aside because this is what actually happened.
So wait, is that the wish list and now this is the affirmation list?
No, I'm coming onto year 3 of my 5-year plan, and I had to rewrite my goals. I absolutely destroyed what was on this piece of paper. Here I am in my next 5-year plan, and I already had bought a house. And actually, by year 5, I already had an investment property. So the power of writing, I'm not going to go into it now because this obviously caters into the next 5 years after this 5 years. So now I'm into marriage. I'm talking about kids, which I'm grateful to have. And I think a lot of what I want to talk about is goal planning, but being grateful for the things that you do have, and then understanding that some of the small things like I was just dealing with are not really a big deal, right? They're not big deals. And sometimes I feel like even myself, I make things bigger than they could be. So anyways, that's the blue bag. This is probably the biggest simple thing I have, because it just reminds me of where I've come from. Asking to make $45,000 a year. I mean, fuck, like I want to make 45 grand a month. You know what I mean? Like that's far from where, but is that really a far cry of what's possible? Not really.
I mean, it's not possible.
No, it's not impossible.
It's impossible is what I meant to say.
Do you have something like this, Danny? Not obviously this commitment, but
Like, I mean, I've created my goals. Maybe a year and a half ago was the last time I created my goals. And I feel like I woke up thinking about, like, I really should relook at that and set new goals. See where I'm at.
do you think there's a difference between a vision board and realistic goals to hit like his? Yours were realistic. So do you think it's wrong for people to create a vision board? Because people are saying,
I feel like you need motivation. And by creating this vision board, every time you simply glance over, it gives you that like spark.
Yep. Like when I first created my vision board, there was things on there like buying a Corvette. I went and bought a Corvette when I was in my early 30s. And I was able to accomplish that goal. I'm a car guy at heart. Like I want a car. I think that is a symbol of a reward to reaching a goal. I remember the first time I wrote down on a piece of paper that I wanted to reward myself with something, it was a Mont Blanc pen. And that Mont Blanc pen was a symbol of me achieving, at the time when on the goal sheet, it was me achieving, a position that I wanted and an earnings that I wanted. And because I had it on my vision board, not just on a piece of paper, it was on a vision board. I had a picture of this Mont Blanc pen. The achievement was cool to actually, now I received that what I wanted. Some people was like, oh, but they're just things. Yeah, they are things, but they're motivating. They motivate us. So yeah, I think vision boards are extremely important. Absolutely.
Okay. So what about now? If someone, mortgage brokers, agents, anyone really, hearing what you just did, which is again a commitment that I don't have, Danny doesn't have, but it's something that is great to strive for.
It's instilled. Like I have books inside my bag. I can open up a book. I can tell you 2025, 2026, 2027. Where we want to get to 2019, 2018, 2017. Like I can go back.
Right. So do you guys recommend to your agents, do you recommend creating realistic goals and then maybe far-fetched goals?
Fuck. That is a challenge. It's a conversation that we've always had. It's like me showing my emotion and Danny not showing his emotion. It's you as an individual.
I think you should definitely create one for the year coming up and a future one. Where do you see yourself in the future?
Can you give me some examples for year one?
Year one. So as a mortgage agent, we talk about volume a lot. So what would be your goal for this year in volume, and what would be your goal this year in commissions? And how many files you work on or close. So I guess if you're in the mortgage business, you're definitely going to create those goals for the year, for that 1 year for sure.
Some people, like for me, I like the X rule. Like I want to X anything I put on paper. And I wish I had read these books, and I wish I had had this thought process a lot earlier on. 45,000. If I had made that goal 90,000 to start with, why are you laughing?
Danny just gave a yawn like I've never seen in 50 episodes. You know when someone is so tired that they're about to, that was the yawn.
Sure, he was up till fucking 5 a.m. yesterday.
I was not up till 5 a.m. It just this cleanse, but it just.
So going back to what you just said, the goals that you have you completed every single one? Every single one. Now, did you piggyback off of this and create another little baggie?
No, I have a book now. So now it's not a baggie, it's a book. This to me is probably the most important, so I don't ever want to change this. This is the first 10 years. I did my first 10 years within 7 years. So I was ahead of schedule, gracefully. But this was a lot of hard work. And that's a lot of the stuff that people don't see. Like even here now today, like in this business, like I'm nowhere where I want to be. I'm probably far off but I don't think I'm ever going to reach it because I keep pushing this fucking pylon.
So can you guys share some of your goals that you have currently going on right now?
Well, one of the goals when I first started was I didn't want to open up a brokerage at the beginning. It wasn't on the goal list. It was to be an independent agent.
Yeah, so was mine. I didn't come here. I didn't join this broker
You
world.
both had the same
Yeah.
vibe.
I so happened to be
Sitting in
in
my
Johnny's office, and Johnny's be like telling me a story and be like, I need some help.
I will remember that day forever because you were leaning back in the chair in the other. We had two desks in one office, and he's leaning back, and I'm telling him the story, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like because at the time I took on becoming a DLC brokerage, and I was like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go down the path. And you were just about to leave to the Dominican.
I was leaving that day. I think.
Yeah, and we were having a conversation. You're
I
like,
think my flight was in the afternoon, and this was in the morning, sort of thing.
he just looked at me and he goes, I'll partner with you. And I looked at him like, are you fucking for real?
But where did that come from? Where did that response come from? Like, I'll partner with you. Who started that?
So the conversation was, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do moving forward because the lease was ending at the old location and I had signed a lease here where we are now. And the build out was, this was a lot. Like the build out wasn't a small cakewalk. And I was having trouble at the time with, like, I had an old partner. There's no hiding that, right? So that divorce that I was going through, and then it was just like, fuck, I got to go through this. I got to do this. And then Danny was like, I'll partner with you. And I was like, are you sure? I ask you, why did you do it?
Why did you do it, Danny?
Yeah, I know why. I mean, I think I know why. He's mentioned it before in an interview.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. How the fuck did I do this? No, I don't know, guys. Like I said, we talked about this in the previous episodes. I left being a licensed mechanic because I was sick and tired of working for somebody under someone else's roof, under someone else's thing, and I joined the mortgage business because of certain things I didn't like in other businesses. And I was getting a liking to the mortgage business. And I'm like, okay, so how can I expand this? Because that's my mind is always expanding. And obviously, it's not that I meant to be a partner, because I really didn't. I truly, by honest, didn't even cross my mind until that morning. And then I like Johnny, and well, I mean, I think one of my biggest problems with partners is you don't know what you're getting.
Of course.
In a partner,
Especially if it's family.
right?
Especially if it's family.
It's like getting married. You don't know who that other person is until you live with them, right? And I've sort of lived with Johnny because I was under his umbrella for a good 6 or 7 months. And I'm like, okay, I see his work ethic. We have the same type of ethics. I'm like, I think I can work with this guy.
And this was how many years ago?
This is 22, so
21.
no, so February 22. That's when I went on that vacation.
February
2020.
Where are we? 24. Yeah, so almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. So now I have to ask, now that you're growing your Nesta, essentially that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, that's where the goals came in. Like, we had to sit down and say, okay, what do we want to do? And it was like, okay, well, let's go get 5 agents.
Okay.
And we got 5 agents. And then it's like, okay, well, we're pretty good at this. And we're coaching. Okay, let's make some video modules. And then we did that. And then we kind of understood like what our
No,
role.
I mean, I feel like throughout the years or throughout the time, we're like, which path do we want to go down? Because going down this path might be a very difficult path.
It is.
And how do we make this easier? And truly, that's how we started becoming, okay, let's get into the videos and let's remove ourselves from doing this. And how do we remove? And
Implementation and growing.
Now, so our previous guest said that he got this many other employees and he said that's way, way too much. Do you guys have a certain spot, like that little, Goldilocks area where you don't want to go above it and you're going to try not to go below it?
So I think the hardest transition for me is giving the time. Like right now we're at 22.
we're at 22 registered agents.
Yeah.
Under your umbrella.
Yeah, right now. So we're 22 agents, and it's hard to it's hard to, I got to be careful. Not really. Like, I mean, the truth is the truth. It's hard to give yourself to everybody, right? Because if you have 22 people asking you for a half an hour of your time, do that in a day. That's 12 hours.
It's the whole day.
It's the whole day, right?
You have to value yourself at one point.
Yeah, and then, but like even mentally, it's draining, right? So it's hard. So how do we scale and pull back from giving at the same time?
Right.
That's the
And
hard.
that's what I'm saying. It's like we got to a certain point. We're like, what's working, what's not working? What do we want to accomplish, or what don't we want to accomplish?
Yeah.
In order for us to get to the next step, we have to do something.
Yeah, we got to put somebody in that position so we can get out of that position.
Or
and
we decided to start automating stuff,
video,
creating videos for certain things.
automated emails.
So have you guys decided, do you think you'll ever step away from your position and do something else? Not in a different business, just, you said you want to take on the role of CEO and CFO. But in order to do that, do you think that that's probably the biggest
I think
step forward?
our biggest problem right now is that we're still working in mortgages.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So we're still active agents,
We're still active agents.
which is the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing to do is give your time, right? As the coach, as the liaison between you and the agent, right? Like they need your time.
Sure.
When you have 22 of them, how do you give 7 hours to agents plus training, plus videos, right? Plus calls, and then give to your mortgage business at the same time? It's a hard balance at the moment to really figure out. I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
We've gotten so much better, like incredibly better.
So I think
The
overall,
frustrations are a lot less, that's for sure. Because
your goal is
I
just
think
to
at one
time management
point-
better.
Yeah, 100%. I think at one point, Johnny's brought up frustrations. We were frustrated. Our evenings were taken away. We were like, our stress levels were up to here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we got to fix this because we can't keep going on like this.
But didn't you already expect that going in since you became, entrepreneurs? That comes with the job. Wouldn't you say so, Johnny?
Yeah, absolutely. The expectation, sorry guys, I have a pressing deal that I can feel it buzzing in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
The expectations is one thing, which is why I think the goal setting is important and putting timelines down. Like it's like, hey, okay, we know we want to get to 100. Danny and I saw a picture a few years ago of the 1 billion picture, right? That is on our target. That is in the book. Like it will be on this couch. I'm gonna make that statement today. That
1 billion, 1 year. It's going to happen.
yeah,
Say it again.
The
1
goal is to
billion.
fund $1 billion in 1 year.
1 billion
In
one year.
Yes.
Yep.
Combined. All the whole Your Nesta umbrella.
The whole Your Nest umbrella.
Yep.
Now, do you have a set time, perhaps?
Not at the moment. I think we're working towards it. It's not an easy accomplishment. That is, it's going to require a lot of time. But I think within the next 5 to 7 years, that will.
I see the
that's
way
gonna
we're
happen.
growing. And if me and Johnny were to set that time, I feel like it's going to happen way sooner. So
Like we track all our metrics. Like right now, we're seeing growth at like a lot faster than it started. Because we came in at a number, we went to 44%, and then we came to 61%, and now it seems to be the 61 number keeps repeating itself year over year. So I think if we look at the numbers and the metrics, we should get there sooner than later. But that's the thing. We have to unplug and plug somebody in, and then go to the next, and then we have to unplug and plug someone in, and then we can go up the ladder.
That's right.
And then just as we unplug, we got to plug something in there, whether it's automation or it's a person. And that's the challenge. And then also at the same time, we have to manage being a mortgage agent, catering to our business and our referral sources and our people, and still be a father and a husband and a dad, right? All that stuff. So
Moral of the story is we have to learn how to adapt to our goals in order to achieve them.
but I think it's probably the most important thing. And I think it's one of the biggest skipped steps. You can't go to the bank and say, hey, I want to start a business. And they're going to say, okay, where's your plan? Where's your goal?
Business plan.
Yeah.
So you need a business plan. You need a life plan. I think you need to.
It's funny you say that. Actually,
I was going to bring that up.
the actual app that we use is called LifePlan.
I use it as well.
LifePlan? It's a business plan app.
100%.
Yeah, that's the same.
That
we,
builds
That's
your
where I got
business.
the name.
Yeah.
But you need it.
you do.
If you truly want to, take
If
the
you want to
step
keep
forward.
scaling,
That's right. That's
if
right.
you want to keep scaling your business, then yes, you got to keep creating goals.
Yeah, I want to
and creating your
manifest
plan.
this shit. Like I talk about all the time. Like my goal, my dream, is first and foremost is to have everything that's on my vision board. Number one. Next. Number two is that the next office, I would love for it to have. I'm going to manifest this. Okay. And then I'll tell you where I want to be, because I have to manifest this. If I don't, it's just never going to happen. So Danny and I's next office is going to have an overhead door that we can just automatically, like, geoed, fenced. As soon as the car pulls into the parking lot, it's automatically going to open. We're going to pull in that.
Well, that's very possible nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's very
nowadays.
Yeah. Well, your garage opener can do that. We're going to pull into our shop, because I want it to be a shop. Pull into the shop. It's going to be a wash bay, because I miss having that perk of washing my car before I go home. Okay. It's going to have the podcast in the shop.
Okay.
The couch and the podcast and like our own little studio. It's going to have a lounge where we can watch our sports, because obviously we're all big sports fans here. And then the office will be the front part of it. So the back part will be a shop. The front part will
Pretty
be the office.
crazy, man.
That's what if I have to tell myself I'm going to go to work every single day, I want it to be a place that I enjoy. Like this place, when we designed this place, this was what we thought we would enjoy. And we do like it. But I think the next would have to be that. So I want to manifest that.
You know what I want to manifest, guys? We have been doing tequilas since day one.
Hold
and
on. I want to
today
say
is
what,
no exception.
where I want to end up.
Where do you want to end up?
I want to be on stage.
Oh, you want to be the Tony Robbins guy?
No, fuck no. I want to be Johnny Supa. Tony Robbins is already taken. But I want to put it out there. So if you're out there and you'd love for Danny or I to be on your podcast or on your show, please reach out to us, because we'd love to do that. But I would love to be a keynote speaker. I would love to share my knowledge. I think it's crazy. I'm not talking about it enough that I've been training in sales and training salespeople since I was 18. Why are you laughing?
Again, it's because Danny keeps kicking the dang table. You can't hear that?
I apologize.
It's okay. The last guest kept hitting the fucking microphone like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so you're going to hear it throughout the whole call. But I've trained hundreds of sales guys, and I want to share that experience, because I've done it in door knocking. I've done it in the car business, and we're doing it here now in the mortgage business. And I want to share that knowledge. I want to give that out there. I think there's a bunch of information that's inside this head, and I want to put it out there. So I'm going to put it out there. I want to put it in the universe. I want to say it out loud. I want to be on stage. So,
And I want that too.
let's get there. And then obviously the next stage is not drinking tequila today.
Drinking tequila, no more tequila. But this bottle, I can already tell you I love. So, Danny, do you have any information on this
So
beautiful
this
bottle?
is a Maestro Dobel Diamante Reposado. So right down my alley. $69.95 at the LCBO.
Perfectly priced.
Perfectly priced for a Reposado. Taste wise, caramel, honey, and maple. And best enjoyed sipping with or cocktails. So,
Sounds fantastic.
which is what I like out of a Reposado. I love the fact that we can mix Reposados into making some sort of cocktail, and if you want to zip on it, you can zip on it. So
Zip. Zip or sip?
zip,
Zip.
zip,
Zip.
zip,
Zip.
zipper, zipper.
All right, start off.
Look wise of the bottle, I like the engraving part, the texture, I guess. Quick 8.
Okay. Now, flavor we've never
I'm
tried.
not. We didn't try this, and I'm not trying anything right now because of the cleanse I'm on. But being clear for a Reposado, I don't know if I'm going to be too much of a fan. And we just experienced that in the last, who knows how many clear bottles of tequilas we had.
That's right.
So I can't really judge the taste, so I'm just going to leave it alone for taste wise. Price wise is right down my alley, so 8 for price.
So you're about an 8 overall.
Wow, that's a pretty 8. Interesting. This is my first time even looking at this bottle. I don't even know what it.
What's your take, Johnny, on the look of it? It's first engraving, I think.
It looks like an award. Hey,
It does, yeah.
It looks like an award. If I had to walk by it, I would probably think it's a vodka bottle. Like it doesn't like so it's I don't know. So for that reason, I'm not a big. I do like this, whatever you call the embroidery here. The look, I'm going to give it a 6.5 because it's not really appealing. It doesn't look like a tequila bottle. I'm just looking this over. It is numbered once again. It's a numbered bottle, and
They're
it's
all numbered.
all these guys, all of
All
their stuff.
tequila bottles are numbered unless they're not made in
No, bottle number,
bottled number.
bottle number, not numbered like the non-number. No,
My
bottle number.
apologies.
It gives you the ranch it was distilled in. It gives you the date it was poured 2020. And it gives you the bottle number 6,393.
So it's 4 years old.
Yeah, this is, well, yeah, it was bottled 4 years ago. And then it has Juan Dobel. I guess Dobel's the guy's name.
Yes.
Don Dobel.
Juan.
Dobel. Yeah. Doesn't sound like he's Mexican. He sounds like he's
Yes.
Irish.
Juan is
Juan is, yeah. But
definitely a Spanish last name.
yeah, so I think the appearance is 6.5. What's the price of the bottle?
$80.
$80.
Oh, $70. Sorry, 70. Yep, $70.
$69. Well, we're gonna say six. There's no tax on this, so there's 69. Yeah, I mean for $69, I mean I guess it's right there for. It's a guava. Again, I don't. Why is all these bottles today clear?
I know. I said the same thing.
I wasn't paying attention because I'm dealing with that shit. But
So what are you giving it in regards to price? I know that it's right up your alley.
the price is there. I do. Again, I like having. I haven't tasted it. We're not going to open this one today, unfortunately. I think I've had enough. So I don't know the taste. So I'm gonna leave the taste out. We're gonna open this on a different day. But for the price, I think the price is definitely a 7.5 because it's appropriate.
So you're at 7 overall.
7 overall at the moment, yes. Until we taste it, I don't know. But very interesting bottle. I mean, obviously we've had the same brand 2 episodes in a row now. So yeah, let's we'll give her a go, but not today. Today's not going to be the day.
So in the meantime, with all our goals, wishes, and admiration for our guests and followers,
Yeah, guys, if I can give you guys any words of advice, is go and write your goals down. Write them as you see them. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. And then when you write them down, write your reasons why, but give each reason why 7 layers. Dive into the reasons like, hey, I want to accomplish this because I want to take care of my family. Why? Because of this. Okay, but why? Because just dive to the real root reason of why. And I think you're going to find your purpose a lot when you do that. So that's my my advice for today. So write your goals down. Till then, guys, if you like the show, share the show so we can grow. Leave your comments, tag a friend, follow us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, On the Couch Podcast 23. You can find Johnny Super here at Your Nesta Financial, and you can find Danny.
Mortgages by Danny C.
Till next time, guys, take care.